Hello, everybody, to the Quad Pod with Season 2, Episode 2. I am Sam.
I'm Carlo. Today, we're going to be covering some recent topics. Particularly, we're going to have somebody on to talk to us about the attacks that DEI has been under, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Mm-hmm. We have a writer, the editor-in-chief, who wrote a very interesting story about that. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be talking about that from a local angle and kind of the larger conversation that's being had about that. So we're going to start off with that. And we also want to wish you a very happy President's Day.
Happy President's Day.
There are no other holidays this week.
Oh, yeah, nothing.
It's just President's Day.
Yep.
Yes. Happy President's Day.
And for those who know what's going to happen, we're going to have a lot of fun.
We're going to have fun today. Take a moment, though, in the meantime, to send up some thanks to your favorite U.S. president.
Oh,
yeah.
Send him a message.
Send him a message, yeah. Who's your favorite U.S. president of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah.
You go first. Let me think.
Of all time? So, okay, unpopular, okay? And I will say objectively, not the best president because there's a big caveat. But Lyndon B. Johnson got a lot done as president. Now, of course, Vietnam was a total fuck-up. Mm-hmm. But Lyndon B. Johnson did.
We're gonna look right past that.
We're gonna look right past it. No, I mean, seriously, major fuck up, right? You know, he can't be the best because of that.
Everyone's human.
But sure. But I really appreciate what Lyndon B. Johnson did for civil rights and social security programs and whatnot. The Great Society, stuff like that. I'm a big LBJ fan.
That's fair. You know, I might have to go for a classic.
What's the classic?
JFK.
And that's a good one.
Yep.
Because without JFK, LBJ doesn't get done what he got done.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. JFK walked so he could run. You know what I mean?
You could genuinely make that argument. That's a good one. And you know, JFK. Yeah, I don't think we've had a more charismatic president.
Oh yeah.
You know? I don't think.
Did LBJ trip a little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit.
a little bit. You know, in the sense of many American lives overseas, but
still your favorite.
Still. He inherited Vietnam. Like, he didn't start it. He inherited it. So, if that means anything.
Yeah. All right. But we can get right into...
Yeah. Also, the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
The Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Which, I'm not wearing a jersey right now. The only reason that I'm not wearing a jersey right now, first of all, I wore one last week. Mm-hmm. And also, this room is hot.
It is hot.
So,
extremely.
I'm kind of just trying to stay as cool as possible. But, I am a huge Eagles fan, as it has been documented. Sam is a Bears fan.
Yeah.
But
I still had a good time, you know.
Had a good time. So I do kind of feel, because you were saying this earlier, I feel bad for neutral observers because if you don't care about either team, it wasn't the most competitive game.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was still fun to watch because I hate the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like way more than I hate the Eagles.
Yeah.
Not that I necessarily hate the Eagles. I'll make that clear. But just seeing the Chiefs get absolutely spanked on live television.
It was awesome, right?
It was incredible. Yeah.
Because, I mean, we would have never heard the end of it if they got that three-peat.
And watching, like, Kelsey turn into, like, the shell of a man by the end. Like, the way he just stared off into space.
He looked, like, emotionally destitute at the end of that game. That was...
He looked like someone who knew he was going to come home and his girlfriend's going to write a whole album about him right after.
Seriously.
like everyone's saying, I saw so many clips of like her face and being like Taylor's face when she knew she picked the wrong team.
It's messed up too because, and I don't know like how much Taylor ever actually cared about the NFL or football. Yeah. But I mean, she's from this area.
Yeah,
everybody knows that. So like, if she were, you know, geographically a fan of a team, and actually Olivia, we have Olivia in the back here. Yes. You said Taylor referenced the Eagles in one of her songs, right? Mm-hmm. And she was a fan of the Eagles. Okay, yeah. So Taylor Swift, as far as we know, until she started dating Travis Kelce, was an Eagles fan. Yeah. So, like, traitor, right?
Yeah, and I wonder how the other Kelce is reacting to this. Because it's kind of a mixed bag for him.
For him, yeah, because his brother and the Eagles.
I saw the video.
I'm sure he's happy about that.
I saw a video of him, like, driving the helmet car. Yeah. Did you see that? And they him flipping over?
Yeah, no, I saw that exact one. Yeah. That's
I was like, is that real?
That's from a while ago. I don't know if it's super recent, but that is real. Yeah.
Damn.
That's a good one. Yeah, but oh man, that was exciting. That was exciting.
I was happy for him.
And I want to throw this out there also because I was talking to Olivia about this earlier. Mm-hmm. The Eagles are a great team to root for. To me at least, for a number of reasons. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but when the Eagles won in 2017, so many of the players refused to go to the White House that Donald Trump, who of course at the time was also president, got so angry that he rescinded the invitation to all the players.
Oh my God.
So that's one thing, right? Mm-hmm. As for the 2024-2025 Eagles, Jalen Hurts never has come out like specifically about his political views or anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've seen this. His management team is all female, and and he's very. I mean, I think it's fair to say he's a feminist.
Yeah.
So he's a cool guy in that regard. You know what I mean? He said, you know, he just looks for the most skilled people, and they happen to be women.
Yep.
And he has also said that it gives him a perspective that he could never have. So I think that's to hear somebody like him say that. I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah,
in a position like him. So it's a bunch of guys that you really like to see win. You know.
Oh. Yeah.
Whether it's Jalen Hurts, obviously Saquon Barkley, who was rotting in New York for all those years, comes here and wins in his first year.
Yeah, he really did rot.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah. AJ Brown is another great one because you know, big advocate for mental health. Are you aware of his story with that?
No.
So AJ Brown, a handful of years ago, not super recently, but a handful of years ago, was kind of in a suicidal state of mind.
Really?
Actually, yeah. And in recent years, you know, he's been outspoken about that, about his story, and for people who are going through that, who are football fans, very inspiring. So yeah, seriously. I mean, it's a lot of guys that you love to root for. You love to see them win, especially over the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
Especially over the Chiefs, because are you aware of the comments of Harrison Butker, the kicker, that he made?
No,
really?
no. What did he say?
So Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Chiefs. This was I don't recall exactly how long ago it was. I think it was within a year ago, but he was giving a commencement speech at a college or a university somewhat, and he essentially said that he thought that women's role was to be homemakers.
Oh, you know, I did see.
You remember that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yes.
And for a person to say that unprompted in I think it was 2024, in the year 2024, insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane, just crazy.
Out of nowhere.
And the best part about that also, so Harrison Butker, huge asshole, obviously, right? Not only did his team get spanked last night, he never stepped on the field.
Oh my God.
Because you know what I mean? Because I think that's correct, right? Because
I don't think he ever. Yeah.
Because they got the touchdown, they went for 2. They didn't get 2.
They always went for 2.
He might have kicked an extra point.
I don't think he did.
You don't think he did?
I don't think he did. I don't remember him.
Okay, so if he was on the field at all, he was on the field once.
Yeah.
And
barely.
his team got absolutely whooped last night.
Did you see in the streets of Philly they were burning a Kermit?
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. I hope everybody stayed safe last night.
Oh yeah, I hope the streets of Philly are okay.
We're filming this on Victory Monday, you know, as is our schedule. We film on Mondays, so at this point the celebrations I think have mostly wound down, but stay safe regardless.
Oh yes.
Celebrate safely.
Who knows?
Yeah, but man, that was fun.
No,
that was fun. Yeah.
I celebrated with a Slurpee too.
It's a good way to celebrate.
Green Slurpee.
Yeah,
just for y'all.
You love Slurpees anyways, though. So
no, but like a green one though.
Like a green one. Okay,
yeah, it's a green one.
I get that. I can get down with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate what you were saying last week about wanting the Eagles to win because you don't want to see your friends upset.
They were happy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I like that.
But like the nice thing too is that when the Chiefs like eventually did score, they didn't even care. Like it was so far up that it didn't even matter.
Like let's be real, that was like a 40-6 game because
really
you know what I mean? Because the last 2 touchdowns, it was over.
It was over. Yeah. Because I looked at the score and I was like, did the Chiefs really get that many? I was like.
And Patrick Mahomes made that game look so much better for his stats than it actually was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like without those last 2 that meant nothing. He was like I don't know exactly what it was, but he was probably at around like 100 yards passing. He had the 2 picks, the 1 touchdown. I don't know, whatever. But anyways, we're not going to get too into the weeds about that. Everybody's excited, everybody's happy. Eagles won the Super Bowl. But yes, I think we can transition into our main segment, main story for today. Yeah, so as I alluded to in the beginning, we're going to have Olivia Schlinkman on, who is our editor-in-chief, our brave and valiant editor-in-chief.
Yes.
She spoke to the Westchester. Well, there's a name change. Actually, I'm not certain of what the name was, but essentially, Westchester had and still does have an office for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yes.
But with the Trump administration coming in and the attacks under that, they underwent a name change, and Olivia spoke with that office, so we're going to have her on to speak about that, and the broader conversation in general to kind of get to the center of this entire, kind of argument. So yeah, we're going to have her on, and we'll transition to that right now. Here we are with Olivia Schlinkman.
We're back.
Yes. Quick transition. Who is so graciously blessing us with her presence today.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Of course. As we said, we're going to talk to her about her story, but why don't you introduce it?
Yeah, so my story in our first edition of the semester with our brand new redesign. Be sure to check it out around campus.
Looks sexy.
It does look pretty fire. So my story that I wrote, it's called, quote, "The goal was to safeguard our work," end quote. WCU Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion is renamed amidst national DEI challenges. And so this office on Westchester's campus is now called the Office of Equal Opportunity and Compliance. It's no longer the Office of DEI, which is what you would typically within, the past decade or so see around campuses and in workplaces and stuff.
So just to set the stage for this, because this is something that many people have many amount of differing kind of misunderstandings of, I would say. Just what is DEI? Just very basically, right?
Yeah. So obviously I'm no expert on it. And the Office of Equal Opportunity and Compliance would have many myriad resources for this. But essentially it's just, programs and initiatives and services put in place to make sure to safeguard against discrimination, whether that be based on ability, race, ethnicity, gender. It's a place that people can go to if they have instances or reports of discrimination, and they provide services to make sure that places like university campuses are welcoming and embrace all types of people. So,
in that vein, kind of expanding upon that, I want to ask about, I think the main misunderstanding that people have about this, does DEI, the presence of DEI programs in any sort of capacity, do they prevent the hiring of the most qualified candidate? Because I think that's something that people believe.
What do you mean? Do they prevent the hiring of them? Oh, yeah. No, I see.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, they don't. If anything, basically something that I spoke with Dr. Robinson, who is the vice president of the Office of Equal Opportunity and Compliance, and something she said specifically regarding like the topic of affirmative action in hiring and recruitment of students is that, somebody's like race or gender or ability doesn't impact who gets selected for a position. What they do is what organizations like a university do is they work hard to recruit a diverse pool of applicants. So they have a large amount of diversity to pick from for their students or their applicants for a job, but they don't directly choose somebody because of who they are. They just work hard to have a diverse many diverse types of people seeking to be a part of that organization. So
okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an important distinction to make because, especially in like recent dialogues, unfortunately, dialogues that our president has been a part of, the misunderstanding, whether it be genuine or intentional, I mean, both cases exist. But we're having this conversation in earnest. People should learn and know the truth. Yeah. So we'll have this conversation in good faith. Like DEI, like you said, it does not prevent. Sorry, misspoke. DEI makes sure that the most deserving candidate is the one that gets hired, regardless of color, creed, religion, etc.
And it encourages people to, people of all walks of life to apply for a position or to apply for a school by kind of showing like, hey, we are working hard to make this a welcoming place. We want anybody and everybody to work for us. So I think it's beneficial in that regard too.
Yeah, but it's important to understand that I think a lot of white people in American society will see things like this that are promoting equality and equity, and for them, since they have been so historically privileged, that any amount of equality or equity, like I said, seems like a slight to the advantages that they have had. And I think that's one of the main issues with this, because you need to understand that equality and equity does not mean that you get to maintain that level of superiority, because we know that American history was dictated by white men for really, I mean, you could argue up to today, but I mean, for sure, the first, 100 years of American history. just white dudes, right? I mean, so people need to understand that these are not attacks on you if you're a white person. DEI is absolutely not attacks on white people or any other group. It is purely meant to make sure that people have the opportunities that they deserve. That is the sole. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Does that sound about right to you?
I mean, yeah, completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
To make sure that anybody has the opportunities that they deserve. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at the core of what you said that I think is important for people to understand, nobody's getting hired because they're black or because they're white or because, they're a guy or a girl or sexual orientation. That's not being taken into consideration.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like there's quotas or something to fill.
Yes.
I feel like I remember learning about, I might be wrong on this, but I feel like I remember learning about Supreme Court cases where universities did have quotas, and something like that was not constitutional because it was selectively choosing people based upon their race. So things like that that's not what DEI or affirmative action is. And most places don't really. Well, I don't really think any places go by that. That's not what's going on.
Yeah. And does this name change, is it just a name change or does it mean more than that?
So basically, the Office of Equal Opportunity and Compliance cited the reason for changing the name to align more with national language. But basically, all of their programs, all of their services are remaining. They're not taking away any of their services. They're keeping the training that they offer to students and faculty. So all those things, literally, it's just the name change that's changed.
Oh, okay.
And so the exact terminology I might have slightly different than what it actually is. So you can correct me if I'm wrong, please. It was something sort of anticipatory compliance or something like that?
Yeah. So basically, Dr. Robinson, the vice president of the office, said that changing the name, the actual act of that, was not what people call preemptive compliance. That term kind of implies getting rid of DEI programs kind of in advance to avoid any sort of repercussions or punishment, especially with the new executive orders that are in place. But this is not what's happening. Preemptive compliance, they are not doing away with their DEI programs. In fact, they are changing the name to safeguard their work and continue doing DEI work just under a different name. They want to make sure that even, if these executive orders are deemed constitutional and that they go through in their full effect, that they'll still be able to continue their work. Because, if they have a name that's not overtly DEI, which is what is targeted, then perhaps that'll hopefully safeguard their work better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So Westchester essentially is still committed to these ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So when it comes to DEI, obviously, as we've alluded to, and if you're watching this and you're a human being that's breathing, you know that DEI is just a massive controversy for whatever reason. So I would ask you, what can we do, or what is the best course of action to maybe undirty the term DEI so that people can actually understand what it's really meant to do? How can we reach out to people about this?
Admittedly, I just think that education's important because there's a lot of, most people don't know what affirmative action truly does, It's like a hot button trigger word, affirmative action. But a lot of people don't realize that it's not just overtly, putting people of color in schools just to get that diversity. That's not the point of it. That's not how it operates. And I think the same thing exists with the DEI. I think people just need to learn and read from unbiased sources, what it's doing. Other than that, admittedly, I don't know. But, I'm going to be speaking with hopefully some other people this semester to learn more about that for an article. So.
What do you make of the fact that, and again, as I alluded to prior, the fact that seemingly at the tip of the spear of this misinformation regarding DEI is our president? What do you make of that?
Well, I wouldn't even say it's started with him. Obviously, he's been a major proponent of it, but affirmative action has been around for decades, and it's always been targeted. So obviously, Trump, his targeting of it. In his executive orders, he overtly refers to it as illegal and immoral discrimination, inferentially against white people and men. And so it's definitely, he has a role in fueling the animosity towards it by using that kind of rhetoric and language, but by no means not just him, but with a person in his power, definitely a lot of influence.
Yeah.
Do you think this name change is going to, people are going to look at it differently now, or do you think it's going to have little to no effect?
Yeah, I don't know. I think even before they changed it, I feel like people will still look at it a little bit differently, seeing about how it's been targeted. I'm hoping that people who maybe read my article will realize that they're not trying to work retroactively, they're not trying to take it away, and I think that the office will, take advantage of the opportunities to kind of transmit that message. So my hope is that, and so is Dr. Robinson's, she said, that people will still see the office in the same light and go to it for resources.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
And in your experience researching it and speaking to the DEI office, or what's it called now? Sorry, again?
Office of Equal Opportunity and Compliance.
Office of Equal. Okay, so in your experience speaking with the Office of Equal Opportunity and Compliance, as it's now called, what would be what would be your assessment, if I can speak, on its true impact in the campus community?
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I didn't talk to Dr. Robinson a ton about that, but, they have services where they accept all sorts of forms of reports from students or faculty, third-party people about discrimination that occurs or other occurrences. You can submit it anonymously on their website, and those submissions are held in, high regard, and so your privacy is certainly valued and stuff. And so they offer a lot of valuable resources to keep people protected and safe, but yet also feeling welcomed and seen. So, I mean, they do a lot of good programs, and they also work alongside the Center for Women and Gender Equity and the Dowdy Multicultural Center. I think the Center for Trans and Queer Advocacy, all of which also do great work. So it's the collectivity. They all work under a division now of, I forget what the acronym is ACE. It's the division that oversees all of those organizations. And so they all do work. I feel like they're all very active on the campus.
Nice. And to the extent that this is a program that just essentially assures people that they belong here, that they have a space here, to that extent, what do you think the true, symbolic significance of having a DEI office or program is for a university?
I mean, I think it's exactly that. I think it's kind of a message that no matter what's going on politically or socially, culturally, that there will be a place and there will be efforts on campus to make sure that it is welcoming. Even if some people aren't, there's always going to be some resource, a group of people that people can go to for help if they need it,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think if there's any place, that you can go to that is going to be accepting and understanding of any different type of person, I think it should be an educational institute, because I really do think the foundation of having a basic sense of empathy and understanding of the world is in education. Mm-hmm. Not even necessarily a college education, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just, even if it's just educating yourself, you know what I mean? Because we have the resources to do that these days. We have the internet, any number of books. It's easier now than ever, but I think ironically people choose not to do that.
Totally.
Yeah. And like you said, I just think that people need to understand that people are not being chosen in DEI programs because of their color or creed or anything. It really is. It's just about making sure that everybody exists on an equal playing field here, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have any further questions?
No, should be all good.
So the last thing that I'll ask you then, if you could just leave. So for those that would be skeptical about DEI, for those that would still have misconceptions, maybe, what would be your parting message with those people if you could maybe try and change their minds a little bit or instill some sort of understanding?
I would just say truly read up. Go to the website of the Office of Equal Opportunity and Compliance. Read there about us. Look at what kind of programs they have on RAM Connect, or wherever they put their programs and services. Just do that and kind of make an assumption of your own. these programs that I'm seeing, these services that they provide, what do I really think about that, you know? Is it what I've been told by media, or, like, do I think differently about it, you know? And so just, like, really make an effort to, you know, go past your own boundaries and learn a bit more, you know, and kind of challenge your pre-existing beliefs, you know?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think people really need to look at it from that perspective. Stop caring so much and, you know, taking as gospel the words of somebody on your favorite news network or your favorite social media influencer. When you're thinking about these things that have real world implications, think about don't think about these people that you're seeing on your screens. Think about your neighbors. Think about your family, your friends, your coworkers. Think about these people, because again, these programs have very real world implications. So I just think contextualizing these issues as very real things, like especially for white people, like I said, who are not really used to in any capacity to any sort of discrimination, because that just has never been a thing for white people in our society.
And I would say, like we've been saying from the beginning, it's always like it's just a 5-minute Google search. Really, to figure out a lot of this stuff. Yeah,
educating yourself, I think, is the best thing you can do. Not because it makes you like inherently a better person, but I think it just increases.
Makes you more aware.
It makes you more aware. It makes you more of like a civic participant. You know, like you can speak on things and think about things in ways that are beyond what you're being told. And I think that's the most important thing. Is like the most rewarding thing you can do is think for yourself, right? And if you're listening to whatever you're being told by, you know, so and such on your screens, you know, you're not really doing that. So
you're speaking someone else's thoughts, not your own.
Exactly. So think about these things in the real world that they exist in, and act accordingly. I think is the best thing we can do. Yeah. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Well, unless you had any other questions for Olivia.
That's it for me.
Yeah, that's it for me too. So
read the quad.
Yes.
Out
read
every other week.
I also have an article, but I'm not gonna. You know, he has articles too. He has like 3 articles.
Like 3.
Sam has.
I got a few.
3.
I was busy.
If you like Severance, read.
Yeah,
read
I had
Sam's
4.
articles.
Yeah.
Wait, the 2 Severance, the Valentine's Day one. What was the 4th?
And
the Creature Commanders. Yeah, he had 4. Go read this guy's story. This guy's awesome. I love this guy.
Oh, stop. While you're at it, we can read Carlo's story.
Thank you so much, Olivia, for coming on.
Thank you, yes.
A great conversation. Yes, thank you so much. Everybody.
Yes.
We're back.
We're back.
And we're finally doing this.
I'm so excited. Do you want to introduce it for people who don't know?
Yes. So, it is President's Day, which Sam and I have collectively decided is our favorite holiday.
Yes, of course.
And what we were doing today, so it's also, it's a bit of a lesser holiday, if you know that it's this Friday. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but whatever.
So we're going to do a little bit of a mashup. You know, because the theme, a little bit. Because, you know, Valentine's Day is all about love and attraction and beauty and whatnot. So what we are going to do today is rank every single U.S. president up to this point based on how lovely we think they are physically.
How attractive
we think. See, that just sounds shallow.
Does it?
But that's what we're doing.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, that is what we're doing, yes. So, George Washington through Donald Trump, we are going to be ranking them according to how attractive they are.
There's no beating around the bush here.
There's no beating around the bush here. That's what we're doing. 2 straight guys, and this is going to be fun.
Oh, this is gonna be a blast.
It's gonna be a blast. So I'm gonna start screen recording here. Shift Command 5. Here we go. Real quick. There we go. I feel like a monkey learning how to make fire when I do this. Record.
Yeah. Anytime I have to click like 3 buttons in a row, I'm like. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, that's too much. But we did it. And we are recording. So this should be on the screen right now, maybe. Okay.
Yeah. Go up to the top. Make sure.
We are recording.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We are starting with everybody's favorite first president, George Washington.
The GOAT.
What are your thoughts when you see this lovely man?
Stern.
You know,
but he's blushing.
The blush is added, though. I don't know.
You don't think he was really blushing in the photo?
Doesn't see. Obviously, a very impressive general, and we appreciate the foundation he laid for our democracy.
Of course.
That being said, I don't think he's up for much of a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, not looking good for George.
Yeah, and the hairline is kind of receding.
The hairline's bad.
The hairline's not good.
The white hair, I mean, you can have white hair.
The face is a little too stern, though. I agree with you on that.
He seems like a serious guy, and I'm not.
Yeah, thin lips, big nose. I'm not loving it. Where are we putting George?
He's not the worst of the worst.
He's not the worst. I'm
D.
thinking D.
Yeah,
D is where he
D
belongs.
is fair for him.
D is where he belongs.
Now,
the
John
second
Adams.
president, John Adams. Now he,
all right.
he's a bit of a he's a little sweetie pie, I think. Let me fix this real quick.
Is the ball?
I shouldn't put.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. There we go.
All
There we go. I shouldn't put the ball there.
So
Yeah. So my thoughts on
remember
this.
when we were talking about the worst of the worst?
The worst of the worst. You think this is the worst of the worst?
Because okay, look at the top.
Okay,
look at the top of
the
his
hair
head.
the hairline is a little, it's a little non-existent. The
It's a little
hairline.
atrocious.
It's a little atrocious.
He's blushing even more.
He's kind of birdish. He looks like
An angry bird.
an angry bird. He looks pigeon-esque. Wouldn't you say?
I agree.
He does look like he could go
Long
crazy.
hair, because you can see in the hair.
This guy, let me tell you something about this guy. He would go crazy on a bucket of oats. He would go crazy. He'd go feral.
Feral for a
He would.
bucket of oats.
He would. So,
Quake, yeah. I don't know, dude.
but he's kind of a cutie pie though. I also think because he's a little bit rotund and he looks like sweet.
Where are you thinking? Where's your placement going?
I would probably also, man, I'd probably go I'd go D.
I'll go D.
You'll
Okay.
go D. Okay, that's
yeah,
fair.
it was
That's fair.
bordering F for me, but I feel like it's almost too early to say.
It can't be F. It can't be
It
F.
can't-
You know what I
it
mean?
can't
Come on, it can't be. Next president, Thomas Jefferson,
Ooh.
Tommy J. Now that is a bit more.
Now I can't tell if it's because painting got better, but they did him a little more justice.
We as a species, you got to give us this. We've been pretty good at painting for a while now, so I don't think it's quite that. I think
There's
these
a little
guys,
more detail in this one.
these
though.
guys might be a little chopped. That might be the issue we're running into here. But this,
Look at the jawline.
he's chiseled.
That is a.
That is.
I pray for a like a chin like that, like a jawline.
It looks like he's using like a TikTok filter.
You're right.
You're
right.
Like that's a man's man. Like that's not as good as it's gonna get, but like I would feel safe.
Solid
under his,
hairline too.
Solid hair. Yeah, and you know what too? It's like he low-key kind of rocks that a little bit, right? Like
He does, and even if it wasn't the greatest look, he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care because
He don't
like
care.
because he's in his own lane, and like if you have a problem with him, he's gonna.
Can we focus on the eyes real quick though?
They're gentle.
They're very gentle.
They're so
Stern
gentle,
chin,
yes.
but gentle eyes. Let's go.
Chiseled
I'm ready to
physique,
rank.
gentle eyes. I'm ready to rank too. I feel like we got to put him pretty high.
Yeah.
But what do you think? What's your at the all?
So I'm trying to think ahead. B or A?
B or A? That yeah. So
I'm
B or
thinking
A?
we can always go back.
yeah.
Right now I'm thinking a B.
You think B? That's
Because
fair.
he does because he does a very serious look.
Yeah.
Confident, I like.
I feel like we can
He's quite
maybe
old.
he is old. I'll do B. I was thinking maybe A, but I hear your points and like
depending on how many A's we end up with, you could convince me to move him to A.
sure. That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. And also, side note, we are not including what they did politically whatsoever.
Oh,
in
yeah, that's
this.
actually a really great point. This is
Yeah.
me, just focus on their attractiveness.
Purely their physical
looks.
appearance.
Yeah.
Nothing else to us matters right now. It is yeah.
So what they did, we're not gonna talk about it.
For most of these guys,
For most of these guys, it's
yeah,
not gonna.
for their sake, maybe we shouldn't.
All right, James.
Now, James Madison. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. James Madison, I'm sorry, brother.
I can't tell exactly what's wrong with him though.
He looks like a vulture. Is what's wrong with him.
I was trying to find out what bird it was. It is vulture.
He is.
It's a tall
Man.
head.
And he's got he's got the widow's peak. Is that what it is? A widow's peak?
He
they call that?
does.
Like crazy. Oh
He
my
is giving bird
goodness!
vibes.
Oh my God! I'll tell you what. You put a bowl of porridge in front of him,
Oh.
he's gonna look like a 5-year-old. Just
No spoon.
no spoon. Oh my God! He eats sheet metal for fun. That's what that guy looks like. Oh, James
Sheet
Monroe,
metal.
right? Yeah, James Madison. James Madison.
He is a blanket of tinfoil.
Oh my goodness!
All right,
Oh,
I don't even want to look
and
at
the
it.
fit is diabolical too.
That fit is. Oh,
He's dressed like a bird.
yeah, you're right.
He looks like a crow. Oh my God! Like this guy, out of all the presidents, like you're covering your drink when he's in the bar.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you right now, this is easy for me. I'm saying F.
That's an F.
That's an F for me.
Yeah. That has to be an F.
Okay. You all good over there?
Yeah.
So next
we have
James Monroe and this guy right here. See, you seem skeptical.
Okay, I am. There's a lot of just like, I don't know if it's just the way he was painted, but
he kind of looks like a cartoon character. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's very like not like what's happening like on the jawline there. Is that like just the bump?
It's I think he has jowls, perhaps, sort of like a bulldog.
I appreciate the brown hair.
The brown hair. See, yeah, he looks. Because is this the first one we have without?
Yeah, this
without
is the
white
first
hair?
brown hair.
I believe it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
So
you know
I
what?
very much appreciate that.
I do appreciate that. He's young and vivacious. He'll take you on a trip to Europe, perhaps.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tell he has a loving heart because those eyes are so. Again,
I'm warming up to him a little bit.
You're warming up to him. I will say you did bring my attention to the jawline, and the jawline is a little suspect.
It's a little cooked.
He has.
I'm thinking C.
C is a bit. I think B. C is harsh.
Let's compare him to our other B though.
Which was Thomas Jefferson, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, I can go B. Okay,
that's good because I think C is like that's too harsh.
That's too harsh.
He belongs in B. At the lowest, he belongs in B, and I can live with that.
Okay.
So James Monroe, I think you're a handsome fella. That's just my opinion.
All right, next.
Now here,
it looks like MODOK.
It's a very square head, right? I mean, I don't think there's any.
Is the lamb chops too?
The lamb chops. I don't know. This is just very.
You know how we talked about gentle eyes? This is not that.
No, he's hawkish. He's very hawkish.
Like we're just prey to him.
He's like the third bird-like president we've covered so far.
Maybe this is I haven't.
And what is the hair? What are we looking at here? It's
just on the side.
It doesn't start till it's like gets
it looks
to
like a
the
baby's
back.
head.
It
not
does.
like an old person's head. It looks like a baby.
He kind of looks like he was like just born.
He kind of does.
Like he had to like wipe off like the juices before he's painted. I'm sorry.
I think you're right. That's gotta go. Is he as diabolical as the other D's?
I mean,
I think so.
You think he's D?
Yeah.
I can live with that because I don't think he's like F.
F is not. Yeah, F does not suit him. D.
I can live with D. That's fine with me. That is fine with me.
I have high hopes for this next one, just from the little image I saw.
After John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, noted asshole in history, but we're not taking that into consideration.
He looks so sad.
He does look. He looks wistful.
That's a turn
almost.
off.
It's a turn off.
Yeah.
He looks like he yearns.
For what?
That's
porridge.
Oats. Probably. But that's the appeal. You don't know what he's yearning for, and that
scares me. Maybe it's me personally.
He's hopeful for the future of America, I think.
I appreciate the red Dracula look. I'm getting a heavy Dracula vibes from this.
Because the collar is like super high too, right? For me, there's no real reason for that.
Yeah.
The hair, I will say, the natural hair is not that bad, right?
I do like the hair. I like how it goes up a little.
It's kind of like a nasty widow's peak again, but like not nearly as bad as I think it was James Monroe we saw earlier.
Yeah, no.
Because it has volume to it. And I think that's more of an intentional. He's manicured himself to look that way.
And it's not. The thing is, I don't even think he's a very ugly guy. It's just his facial expression at this moment is not.
Yeah, and the forehead is big, and the look. I respect the look, but I don't think it's like a great look. Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I think C.
I thought I was thinking too.
You think C?
Yeah, that's a good C.
That's good to me. That's fine. I dropped the ball.
Here we go into the photos now. It looks like.
Ooh, I think you're right. So let's see. I believe that's Martin Van Buren, if I'm not mistaken, but we will get to it. Oh, right. Oh yeah. So here, okay. So this is interesting. So on Wikipedia, that's not great. On Wikipedia, that's bad. Yeah, I didn't even. So it's interesting because
they're different.
I'll zoom in on here because we have, and that's not great either. So let's look at both. Now that is like an infant.
That is infant.
And what's crazy is I think they were trying to make him look good in this because in reality he looked like this.
Yeah. Neither are very.
And
let's just go back to the painting real quick.
the painting.
Because it looks like he's looking two different ways.
Stop. He does look a little
That's
clueless.
a turn off.
He looks like he doesn't know where he is. The hair is like, he's going for like a Billy Crystal and like When Harry Met Sally, and it's not working at all.
He's got the lamb chops. Lamb chops are not a no for me.
He has the like, like the collar that's like this again.
Yeah.
That Andrew Jackson had, and that's not.
And he comes off as someone who doesn't have much of a neck. So
he does, and then this is like, okay. So let me ask you. So where do you think he's going?
There's no F. Yeah,
I can low key like get with that. Because that's not.
I had high hopes for him too.
You had high hopes for Martin Van Buren?
Well, I guess he was the first photo. Wait, maybe that's for the other one. I think I messed up.
William Henry Harrison, who notably, as you see here, was president for exactly 1 month.
Oh my God.
The story is, if I recall, that he gave his inauguration speech on a very cold day, fell ill with some sort of cold, and
really,
yeah,
oh my
passed
God.
away. So, so here we have William Henry Harrison. I think again we have a slightly different photo here.
Do you know what he reminds me of? You ever seen that like Pixar short Gerald's Game?
I see that. No, I can see that resemblance. I was actually going to say he low-key kind of reminds me of Harrison Ford.
A little bit.
Right?
A little bit.
Because, like, he's not a bad-looking guy. You know what I mean?
Not.
Like, he looks very prude.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's maybe not the most adventurous in the bedroom, but that's okay.
Big ears.
Big ears.
Not the most adventurous. Sorry. Yeah, there's no change in his mind. He likes what he likes.
Yeah.
Gray hair.
Natural hair, though.
Mm-hmm.
But the hair's thin.
What's with, like, the tie area? That's not a bow tie. That's not a tie. It's
some sort of ascot, I believe, is what the term is.
I think he fits perfectly in the C category.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I you know what? You're right. I think that's a very that's a very adequate C, because he's not like excelling in any particular category. No. So we don't have any A's so far, but
no way.
But then again, I don't know if anybody's really deserving of A. I will say we could maybe move one of these guys. But we'll get to that.
There will be A's.
We'll get to that later.
There will be A's. I know a certain A or an S that's coming on. I don't know.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
All right.
The problem is right now though is just a lot of these guys. So first of all, they're like old guys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, most of them are old guys, but these guys are from the 1800s and maybe not taking the best care of themselves. So
was anyone in the 1800s?
No, well, yeah, that's my point. Yeah. So, okay. So here we have John Tyler.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, that's
long face.
He looks like let me make sure we're getting the same.
Oh no.
It's a slightly different one.
A little older in that one.
A little older in that one. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think this one is better. This one is a little bit more
That one does him a
flattering.
little more justice, yeah.
So he looks like...
That's a good-looking guy.
It is a good-looking guy. He does look kind of annoying, though.
Yeah, he would have some... Yeah.
He looks like, as a kid, he like bit people's ankles.
He's an actually kind of guy.
No, that's exactly what I was trying... That is exactly the thought I had. You're having a conversation about something. It's like, well, actually,
Well, he's the guy at the Super Bowl who's like, great, another game of sport ball.
It's like, oh my God, are they gonna put the ball in the hoop for another point? No, seriously.
Yeah.
No, because you're right. Like he's a good-looking guy, but like the vibe that I'm getting,
the vibe
is
like, off.
The vibe is so off. Yeah.
So what are you thinking then?
Considering that he definitely like watches the Super Bowl just for the commercials.
What's your favorite commercial?
Exactly, because since that's topical.
B or C?
B or C? Okay, I think, in all fairness, I would go B.
I'd go B as well.
Yeah.
The vibe is a little strange, but low B.
Low B, yeah. Put him in B.
Okay.
Who do we have next? Let me see. That's James Polk. I know that. And let's see. I think we're at the same picture here. Yeah, James Polk. That is a photograph, if I'm not mistaken.
That looks like a photograph.
That is a picture, I believe.
And yeah,
you know who he looks like?
Who?
John C. Reilly. I mean, am I
was
wrong?
thinking also like a Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. No, you're right.
So there's not much to be desired.
I'm not loving like the 19th century mullet we got going on here.
No,
That's a little.
he just looks like someone who doesn't care.
And his face has more folds than a wallet. So I don't know if I'm loving that. And he looks tired and he just looks
not
depressed.
in love with the ascot
He looks
thing.
angry. And the collar all the way up there. That was not, I don't know why they did that look. It is not a good look.
Yeah. I'm thinking the D sounds too harsh though, because there's nothing that's like inherently like horrible.
You're right. So like C, who else do we have in C?
Yeah, no, I think. Oh wait, no.
You think D? I think D.
D. Yeah, you're right.
He's a D. Yeah,
he's
a total D.
Total D.
Zachary Taylor. Whoa, big fella. Let's see. That's the same picture.
Whoa,
yeah.
big.
He's kind of like doing one of these for the picture.
Yeah, he really puffed up his chest with this one.
I don't think.
I like the hair. Like it feels very.
You know what
real. That's a raw
It does feel
look.
very real. He thinks he looks a lot cooler than he actually does, though. That's the problem. Like it's a very pompous photo.
Yeah.
Very pompous.
That's like the third. You know, that's the third attempt.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
He was like,
for sure.
I don't like that one. Next one.
I mean, like, I do kind of respect the fit though. He's got. I believe.
I'm getting a Boy Scout vibe from this guy.
Boy Scout.
Yeah.
I think this is his military outfit because he was a general.
That's fair. No, I'm getting like a park. Like, maybe it's the outfit, but also getting park ranger, like very secluded, like a secluded guy, but very passionate about what he likes, and I appreciate.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like seriously wrong, but it's just not like.
I'm thinking C.
Okay, I can live with C. I was gonna say D, but like the fit is not bad.
Yeah, he has a little better vibe.
Yes,
I'll say.
A little better vibe. I can get down with that. Next up, Millard Fillmore. This fella right
so
here.
annoying.
He does. He's not an actually guy, but I'm like, what? How is he annoying? I'm trying to think. He's like. He has
like the, okay, like just say like, oh, I took the kids to Disney. He'd be like you like only took them to Disney, like he's done something cooler than you have, and he has to tell you about it.
No, that's true. Yeah. And he also has to offer his opinion on everything.
Yeah,
I think.
He has an opinion on everything.
Yeah, and nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, and you can't do anything cool because he has something. Like, oh, you only did that this summer? Let me tell you all the things I did.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care what you did this summer.
And this,
I'm getting D.
That's a crazy. It's a crazy side part.
Yeah.
Like all the way, and it like cuts up into that side, and
major D.
And the eyes, yeah, definitely a D.
Not an F because.
There's nothing that's F, but D. Let me just make sure that that is him.
Yeah, I would do the same thing.
Yeah. After Millard Fillmore, okay, this is a good Franklin Pierce.
Oh.
Notoriously, even at the time, people thought that this was a handsome guy, and I would have to agree. That's
a man.
That's a stallion.
That really is.
Right?
The long face isn't even that bad either. The chin is.
He looks very. He's superb. Very sensitive.
Yeah. He'll listen.
Yes, he'll listen. He's attentive to your needs. He's the type of guy, if you're sick, he'll put water by your bedside.
Yeah, he'll make soup.
And make sure you're fed. He'll make you some soup.
Am I thinking an A?
At least an A,
yeah.
Right? Like, the real question here is are we going S?
Maybe.
Because we could. We definitely could. And bear this in mind, too. I genuinely believe if he was, like, a fictional character in something now, people would thirst over him.
You're 100% right.
People would 1,000% do that.
You're right.
So it really is a matter of, like, are we going A or S with him?
I'm thinking S. I'm thinking S a little bit.
Like, relative to everything else?
Yeah, relative to, like, especially what we've seen.
We'll go S. I feel good about putting
I feel good about that, but I'm open to change on that. If I notice the S is getting a little too populated,
we can change it.
Well,
yeah. But Franklin Pierce, that's a good place for him.
Good job, Franklin.
Okay, now James Buchanan. So this is a fun fact. Many scholars believe he is our first and so far only gay president.
Really?
Yes. He had, as the saying goes, he had a roommate.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, interesting. Yeah. So many people believe that. But how do we think?
I don't like how he's like in the shadow.
The
You know,
look,
like
the look is not great. The lighting is not great. The thing that stood out to me immediately is the hair. What are we doing with the hair?
Nothing much.
Yeah, we're not doing anything.
We're not
with the
doing
hair.
much with that.
I think that's the problem. And what are we doing with the hair? Nothing.
Nothing.
We rolled out of bed. We put our suit on. We're still like tired, evidently.
This
right?
is screaming D.
This is Somebody woke him up. It was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Sir, we got to take your like photo. We forgot."
Yeah.
He put on the suit real quick, and he's like,
Yeah, he stumbled out of bed for this one.
Yeah.
That's
didn't do anything with the hair. Like the look is bad.
yeah, not atrocious, but definitely D.
You think D?
I'm thinking D.
Up next, we have a legend.
A legend and the president.
And this guy, you know, an interesting kind of face,
It is.
but so iconic. It's hard to like
It's-
really like separate the like the
Yeah, from like
the
the art
kind
from
of
the artist.
the otherworldliness. You know what I mean? Because like really like in American culture, like Abraham Lincoln is so like venerated. He's like a god basically.
Yeah.
And it's hard to separate that. Like when you see again, this is like iconic, like official
yeah.
presidential portrait, like. And also bear in mind, I don't know exactly how tall he was, but I believe Abraham Lincoln was like
He was tall. Yeah.
he was tall.
I believe
think
it was so.
he was like 6 something,
Ooh.
and especially in the 1860s when he was president, that was like massive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and like he the thing is with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He rocks the beard better than I think anybody else ever could or ever will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
it's
Like that
a neck
specific,
beard kinda,
like the chin strap beard.
Mm-hmm.
He really pulls that off. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody could ever hope to pull it off the way he does. I will
Yeah.
say that.
I like the hair color too. Not too
The
old.
hair color, yeah.
Very wrinkly though for how colorful his hair is.
Yes, but the hair's natural. I think it's a good style.
It is a good style.
Yeah,
It fits him.
and he seems a little. He's gruff but refined. And
He has so much wisdom, and you know it.
He's so much wisdom, but also I think he could have a good time.
He could, and you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where?
So okay, so for me it would be between A and B.
That's exact. Yeah, A and B.
A and B.
Let's look at the B's real quick.
Yeah, let's take a look. I think he's above them, low key.
Yeah.
He's an A.
He's an A.
I think
He's a solid A.
I think Honest Abe's an A, and we're starting to get some good ones here, and this is exciting.
Yep.
Okay, after Abe Lincoln, we have Andrew Johnson, who I'm not digging the whole thing here. Like what on
He's judging everybody. He's judging everyone he sees.
You can see, and this adds up to like who he actually was in real life, but you can just see by looking at him that he was just an absolutely hateful son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he hated everything.
Yeah, like the eyes, like the the frown.
Yeah, why is he
And
frowning, brother? You're
Yeah.
president.
And well, you know why he's frowning?
Why?
His barber totally messed him up.
Yeah,
That's why he's frowning. Because look at that. I mean, what on earth are we looking at here? That is totally ridiculous.
that's nasty.
It's like the hairline doesn't start till up here, and then like up here, it's like all the way up here, and then
It's like going back.
he has like he has like a bob, but it's like not a bob. You know what I, like right? Because it's like it's a bob that's like Elmer glued to the back of his skull, and it's
That's
like
right, because the way it like folds into his head and the side,
yeah, that's what I'm
it
saying.
looks like it's glued on.
that like this is bad. This is not good. So
Alright.
I think D
D.
or F.
He's not. No, D.
You don't think he's F?
He's not F because he just the vibe is what's really. I hate.
That's fair. Okay. After Andrew Johnson, yes. Yes. And I was going to say this too. That's Ulysses S. Grant. And I want to revise my previous statement. Ulysses S. Grant is actually probably my favorite president. I know I said Lyndon B. Johnson earlier, but Ulysses S. Grant.
That's a rock in the beard.
He is. And
Rockin' him.
Ulysses S. Grant was the general that won the Union the war. And he was single-handedly responsible for signing the act that essentially made the KKK extinct for many years until the 1920s when they were kind of revived by sentiments of that time. But
just going off the looks, though.
yes, just going off the looks, even just going off the looks, this guy right here, this is a good-looking guy.
This is a great-looking guy.
He rocks the beard. The eyes, the eyes are strong, but they're sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the little, because he has kind of like a what?
A smolder.
No, you're right. You did it perfectly. He has kind of a smolder. Like he knows how tough he is in this picture. But like
You know who he looks like though?
who?
And this, isn't the greatest thing, but he looks like the Home Alone, like the neighbor with the shovel.
Oh my, no, you're right. He does.
But I rock with it.
I totally am like
A or
he's got a
S?
nice suit on and the hair. Definitely A or S. I totally agree with you.
S.
S.
I'm putting him in S.
I honestly agree with you because he's like, it's like a nice salt and pepper look going on,
Yeah.
right? Like he has experience, he's refined, he's got some money.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take you to nice restaurants and on some nice trips.
Oh yeah, he looks funny too.
Oh, he's definitely a funny guy because like he knows what the struggle is like.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has some stories.
And
that
he
will
can
kill you.
he can make fun of himself.
Yeah, he has a
you
sense
know?
of humor.
He has a sense of humor. Yeah. Ulysses S. Grant, S tier, S tier.
S tier, obviously.
Rutherford B. Hayes.
He wanted to be.
You think
Like
he
he really wanted to look like Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah,
He
and
failed.
the beard
I'm getting
is
crazy.
the beard just looks like a hay bale, right?
It does.
The
it does.
beard is not good.
Get that off. Get that off.
and
the screen.
and the we can't take all the screen. This is we're ranking them. The hair on top is super thin, and it kind of looks like he's like holding on to it for like dear life.
Yeah.
And like you got some flyers back there.
Oh,
so
God,
I don't
this-
even.
He didn't care.
He didn't care.
Like this is like remember how the other one looked like he just got out of bed? Like
Yeah.
you can tell he didn't. He didn't just get out of bed, but this is just how he looked.
He
And-
just walked into the Oval Office every day
And-
looking a little bit raggedy.
And if you're gonna want a president who like it looks clean, looks nice.
Yeah, and
I'm-
this
It's like a disrespect.
it's disrespectful to the esteem of the office. It's unbecoming of the presidency.
Is it that ridiculous to say F?
F is a little harsh, I think.
Okay.
I would say I think definitely D,
Okay, I'm okay with D.
just because we got some like trolls in F right now, and I don't think he's quite that level. So after
Yeah.
Rutherford B. Hayes, James A. Garfield, and I'm kind of thinking like, okay, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
you know.
Hairline.
The hairline is kind of cooked, but like at least he has kind of like a.
Beard's not bad.
He's not trying to do too much
He
with it
looks
up
a
there.
little
You know
too
what I mean?
sensitive.
He does look sad.
Yeah.
He looks.
I like the beard.
Yeah, I don't know how much fun he's really capable of having. You know,
Not a lot.
not a lot. And the beard, like the beard, doesn't look awful, but it's also kind of like. It feels forced, you know,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
beard insists upon itself. He doesn't need it. He just kind of has it because it's like, oh, I want to look regal and presidential.
Yeah, you're not him, buddy.
And yeah, the
eyes
man.
aren't doing a lot
The
for me
eyes are
either.
very like. I don't know. Yeah, they're just sunken in and like not like this is not an inspiring man.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
not at all depressing.
Not at all. Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Like if I had to come home to this face every day, I'd probably kill myself.
I'm thinking C.
C. Okay. C.
You think that's fair?
No, C's fair because I don't think he's like as chopped as like D tier,
Yeah.
but C's
I
alright.
think we got another classic.
Another
coming out.
classic. Chester A. Arthur.
No, it's not.
Chester A. Arthur. You know what's the crazy thing about this is I think if he like ditched the mutton chops and like trimmed this up a little bit better, I honestly think he could look pretty good. But as is with this,
You know what it looks like? Like
What?
the frown reminds me of like a kid who has to take a picture with Santa and it doesn't know who he is.
yeah, man, like this is not
Hair's not bad.
like
That middle part?
I feel like if he didn't have the facial hair, he would look like a 12-year-old.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
No facial hair would have done this guy a lot of justice.
It really would have, because like
But-
he would have looked kind of like strapping without that.
But sadly, this is
Sadly,
not the
he
case.
did make that choice.
But it's not that atrocious, I don't think.
It's not.
It just needs to clean it up. It's just a laziness thing.
I'm with you on that, but at the end of the day, this is the choice that he made, and we're judging it based off of this. We're not judging potential. We're
yeah,
judging
you're
what they
right.
actually. So it's C or D, right?
Yeah, let's look at the C's real quick. Yeah, it's gotta go D.
D. I was thinking the same exact thing.
A lot of presidents
Gotta be
rocking
D.
the D.
Yeah, he kind of has the same thing going on
Yeah,
there.
no, it still was the same.
Yeah,
Like,
still D. Okay, Chester A. Arthur. Grover Cleveland is up next, and ooh, that guy.
so
But fun fact about Grover Cleveland, you might have heard this during the election. Prior to Donald Trump, he was the only president to have
right.
2 non-consecutive terms.
That's right.
So
but he just looked the polka dot bow tie. Not a fan.
he looks like just like a total like buzzkill, you know.
Nothing about him is a good vibe.
It's not a good vibe. He's just
Angry.
total like just angry like.
Also, just
He doesn't care about your needs. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Not at all. Like
There's another disrespect thing.
Yeah, he comes home from work, and he just turns on the TV and like drinks a few
Ignores
beers
you,
and just
yeah.
ignores you. This is like not good stuff. For me, this is D. This is easy D.
Yeah.
Unless you think F.
No.
But I think D.
D. That
D.
picture gives him a little more justice. I'll say D.
A little bit, but still D.
Yeah.
Benjamin Harrison is up next. I saw that. Yeah, Benjamin Harrison. Not
Not
bad,
that
right?
bad.
Like, and like people don't think about Benjamin Harrison for good reason, as far as I can recall. I couldn't name a Benjamin Harrison accomplishment during his
No, not at
presidency.
all.
But
Honestly, didn't know
like
he existed.
I respect how he
He didn't try to overdo it with anything. He looks like a solid guy.
yeah he's going with the white hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I feel like with a lot of the other people, they like try to like make it look like they're younger with like the comb overs and whatnot.
Yep.
He's rocking the white hair.
And the thing is, you'll notice like with the beards, they just have to be trimmed properly and cleaned
You're
up.
totally right, and I think that makes all the difference here. He's very well trimmed.
Yeah.
The hair is styled very precisely and neatly. The beard, like you said,
Yeah.
that's the big thing. It's trimmed, it's neat. The eyes, they are stern, but I think there's some liveliness.
He looks like he's
in
just
there.
about to laugh. Like
Yeah,
like
you're
he-
right. You're
yeah.
right. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
B.
He's like, you know what he is? He's like sexy Santa.
he is. He is like sexy.
So
Santa.
okay, this might be crazy. I would say A.
I don't hate that. I don't hate it.
You don't hate it? You
No,
think we can go
let's
A?
look at the A's real quick though. Yeah,
I think he
could rock an A.
Let's put Benjamin Harrison in A, man. That's what's up. All my Benjamin Harrison fans, rise up.
Yeah, rise up. We're gonna find out he was like a horrible person.
Okay, Grover Cleveland again, but we already did.
Oh
that.
yeah.
William McKinley. Now this guy
Egghead,
right
bro.
here. You know what he looks
confused. Yeah.
like? He looks like, and I don't even know if he might have been the inspiration behind the character. You know the eagle from the Muppets?
Sam the Eagle.
Yeah. Wait, what's his name again?
Isn't it Sam the Eagle? Oh, it's Sam Eagle.
Sam Eagle Muppet character. Dude, tell me. Hold on. Not a screen record on Mac.
Okay.
Tell me
Yeah.
that is not
Just
like
a miserable look.
that is the same thing. That is the same person.
He's screaming.
And what are the eyebrows are like trying to fly away.
Yeah, they are.
The eyebrows are trying to fly off his face, and the cleft chin goes crazy, right?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with the cleft chin, but like
That thing goes in.
it's like, yeah, that's like you could like drive a truck through that thing.
It's like someone punched him really hard in the chin.
Yeah, and the hair is just crazy too because he's
Yeah.
he's holding on to that for dear life. He's
Oh.
got it combed over. Oh, that's crazy.
D?
It's D or F.
D.
D,
I'm thinking D.
dude.
Or-
I honestly think F. I honestly think F.
I don't hate F.
because that's a crazy look.
It is-
I'm putting him in F.
Yeah, that's fair. Like,
So, to our dismay, we've received the stop order from our editor in chief here because we've
we've been talking for a while.
the segment has gone on.
You know what? I feel like President's Day is such an important day and such an underrated
yes.
holiday. We're giving it the chance it deserves by splitting it up. You know?
We will finish this.
Spreading it
yes.
out. We're gonna
Yes.
leave you waiting
Yes.
to find out the real. Those
And
are the old presidents.
That's
okay?
just a taster. We're gonna
That's
get some
just a
real good
taste.
ones coming up.
Oh yeah.
And it was fun though.
It was fun.
That was a great time.
No, I realized I don't know many presidents. That's what I learned.
Well, those are the really old ones, so
Yeah.
you couldn't be faulted too much. I feel like once we get to where we're going.
Oh yeah, no. After I looked at the lineup for the next 3, and I'm like, I know these ones.
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
So
So-
part 2 for President's Day will
Yes.
be next week.
But yeah, we had a great time today.
Oh my God, yeah.
Thank you again for Olivia for coming on and talking about your
This-
story.
This was a very informative episode.
It was very informative
learned a lot today.
in many ways. Yes.
My taste in men.
Yeah. So, thank you all very much
Thank
for
you,
tuning
yes.
in. Thank you again to Olivia and
Thank you.
go Eagles! They won the Super Bowl. Exciting. But
I
yeah,
I won't say go Eagles, but because I can't. I feel
you know
like-
what? I'll say this, and I'll leave you with this, Sam.
Okay.
At least for the recording.
Mm-hmm.
We won this year, the Eagles, right?
Yes.
So like, even if we don't win next year, the year after, I'm good. But here's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's what I want.
Yeah.
The Eagles are going to win the next Super Bowl, and they're going to win the one after that.
Okay.
So the Eagles are going to three-peat.
Okay.
But then I want the Bears to win.
Then the Bears. Okay.
Then I want for you, after the three-peat for the Eagles, for you, I want the Bears to win.
I'll take that.
That's what I want.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I mean, Caleb,
and think
Caleb
about it,
Williams
too.
is the GOAT, so we'll see where he goes next season.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if you think about it, too, it's like Caleb Williams needs some time to,
Time to adjust, yeah.
Maybe he'll make it to like the championship game or something in that stretch.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
I have hope. I have hope.
But for you, that's what I want because I love you so much.
Awesome.
That's what I'll give you in my prophecy a Bears Super Bowl win.
3 years from now.
3 years from now.
You can have it once we're done.
Yeah. But you're gonna have Caleb Williams forever. So
Oh, yeah.
you're good. You're good.
We said the same thing about Fields,
Yeah.
though.
That's kind of true.
And Trubisky.
It's Trubisky. Oh, that's
Well,
sad.
Going off that, I hope you all had a great time. I certainly
Yes.
did.
I certainly did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll be back for part 2 with the presidents.
Yeah,
next time.
and of course, as always, we're gonna have a story for next week. For
Of
you
course,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Thank you for tuning in, and
Thank
we
you
will
so
see you
much.
next week. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.